How to improve products with voice of the product. There is a procedure called voice of the customer. With voice of the customer, companies trying to find out the needs of the customer to improve their products. In TRIZ, we know methods like trends of engineering system evolution and S-curve analysis. Those methods help us to innovate products and predict future innovations of our products. Now we believe we should do both voice of the customer and voice of the product and bring those together to come up with really breakthrough good new solutions for products. We had here in Germany on a one-day course Dr. Sergei Ikovenko, a TRIZ Master, that was explaining how these two things, voice of the customer and voice of the product, can come together to come up with really good solutions for your product.
Okay, so where those NPVs come from? Well, there are two sources. One, as I already mentioned, is voice of the customer, right? An NPV, it is just a part of the voice of the customer. You know, that part, those parameters, features, and attributes that influence purchasing decision. And the second input to NPVs, or NPV candidates, let us put it this way, because you know, we are talking about latent NPVs. They come from so-called voice of the product. That's where TRIZ kicks in. So what is the voice of the product? From where we take it? There are two major sources. One is trends, because trends, you probably feel that, and I mentioned it when we discussed trends. The trends, it's a fantastic source, absolutely unique source that TRIZ offers for potential NPV candidates. How can the trend help? All right, I pick up a trend, whatever, trend of increasing controllability. I understand that you probably do not remember it. Well, maybe those who just didn't remember. But there is a trend of increasing controllability that says as the systems evolve, they become more and more controllable. And there are sub-trends. One of them says level of control increases. So what is that? You know, I'm talking level of control increases. So that trend tells me, sub-trend tells me, first, you have system that is totally uncontrolled. It means it is controlled by a super system, right? It is like I enter this room and I have to manually turn on the light. So we have that. I brush, and who makes a decision when I stop? Me. You know, the toothbrush is totally uncontrollable. Whatever I do with it, this way, in 5 minutes, 3 minutes, that's my decision. It's not toothbrush's decision. Total control from the super system. Then, according to this mechanism, there should be a system that works according to a fixed program. Rain or shine, fixed program. All right. There are toothbrushes like that. You push the button and it works for 3 minutes. So while the toothbrush is working, you have to brush. Okay. And then, you know, there is this fixed program with possibility of adjustment, right? You want more? Okay, there are toothbrushes. You press them against the teeth and they work. You take them away and they stop. So basically, it's combination of this. And what do I have in the end of this line? Toothbrush that is self-controlled. What does it mean? It means that the toothbrush brushes teeth and stops when it's time to stop. What is that? You know, a toothbrush stops when all the plaque has been removed. Oh, that that's something that the guy suggested. What if the toothbrush is capable of identifying plaque on teeth and continues working until it is there? Once all the plaque is removed, the plaque is not identified, the toothbrush stops. Oh, it gives me kind of, guarantee of the control that when the toothbrush stopped, there is no plaque on my teeth identified. A lot of other things. Time. Why do we spend that much time brushing that you are not happy with? Because we don't know, if we have brushed there or not. We do not know if we have removed all plaque or not. Are we brushing the places of the teeth that are already clean? And the places with plaque remain dirty? There's no guarantee. That's why we try, to do it again, in case, we will get to the dirty place and remove more plaque. So what about the toothbrush that brushes only where it can identify plaque, and the places that are already clean, it doesn't brush. It does not scratch the gums, it doesn't destroy the enamel because the teeth are already clean. Now, why people never asked for that? Because they could not imagine that technically it is possible that the toothbrush can identify plaque, that the toothbrush can selectively brush only those places that are dirty with plaque still. But it's not their concern. They need to express their desire, their wish. After that, it is the job of engineers to develop such a toothbrush, to start a technical project that where the toothbrush will be enabled to do all that. But the consumer needs to ask, and they never ask. But if you come up to them and say, would you like such a toothbrush? Their reaction will be, wow, is it possible? We never ask that because I think it's impossible. That's why, and this is only like one mechanism of one trend. So if you take this toothbrush and go through different trends, you will have a bunch of different ideas. With those, you can go to the customer and ask, what do you think about these? Maybe some things they will be rejected, but some things will be approved. Basically, what we want and what customers, what companies really like, this thing with MPV, it makes the whole process kind of more or less seamless. Look, I have one product, I have existing product, and my goal is to develop future product. So I go to the customer and get a voice of the customer and get some list, those MPVs, say known MPVs, right? Important, unsatisfied for what the customer is ready to pay. And we already removed those for which the customer is not paying. Then, as Horst says, I go and get just the voice of the product, right? What the trends tell me, right? I do cleaning, self-cleaning, better cleaning. I don't know, the particles are of a specific figure of size, so I decided not to use just ultrasound, but resonance. So they will, remove with increased amplitude, and self-cleaning will be better, right? So I get some things from trends, and I get a list of those invented possible candidates, right? So I have these two lists. I compile all these things together, and then have the final thing, right? And at the checkpoint, I take these things to the customer, sit together, and let us discuss. These are the things you requested, you will pay, we know. And these things we suggest. You never ask for that, for what I want to pay. And they say, no, yes, no, yes. So they clarify. So in the long run, you have this list. You ask the customer, will you buy that? In the long run, you have the confirmed list. The customer committed, if you have the product, I will buy it. All right, I can take these NPVs and bring them to R&D, set up technical projects, develop the products where these approved NPVs will be embedded, and then I have a successful future product.